Galatasaray would score 2 goals against Liverpool. Definitely, they'll get 2 goals. With the way Liverpool's defenses, Galatasaray will definitely get 2 goals. I think they lost their first game against Frankfurt.
So they lost 5-1.
Yeah. So
if you are losing to Frankfurt, is it Liverpool that you come and beat?
I think they decided not to score in that game just to come.
Prince,
just kind of board goals on Liverpool.
You there, they should come. You there, it's okay, they should come.
Welcome to the UEFA Champions League. And this Champions League season, I think, is going to be one of the most exciting Champions League season because we had the first time of this league phase, and some of the teams have learned a lot from the first league phase. Ralph would always tell that Liverpool started topping, they went out so sadly. So now everybody's playing the Champions League with strategy. But one thing we are expecting in this season's Champions League is goals. Everybody's trying to get in the goals. They are not being defensive, especially in some of their games. Everybody is trying to get in the goals. And on this Champions League show, we are going to review some of the games coming up, and we'll give you odds on MyBet.Africa on our Champions League picks. We've been winning, especially when it comes to our odds being given. So especially with this Champions League, I promise you that by the end of the Champions League games, you will surely pick up some money with MyBet.Africa. If you don't have MyBet.Africa account, go onto the description, click the link, and register. The registration is very simple. It's just 3 simple steps. Your phone number, your username, and your password. They'll send you a verification code. You verify your account. Then you become part of the MyBet.Africa family. Let's go into the games happening this week. Let me list some of the games coming up. I think Atlanta against Club Brugge. We have Real Madrid going to Karat Almaty. You have Atletico against Frankfurt. Bordeaux Glimt Tottenham. Chelsea Benfica. Galatasaray Liverpool. Inter Slavia Praha. Marseille Ajax, Pafos Bayern Munich, Karabakh Copenhagen, Royal Union St. Gallois Newcastle, Arsenal Olympiacos, Barca Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern PSV, Dortmund Atletico Madrid, Monaco Manchester City, Napoli Sporting, and Juventus Villarreal. There are some of these fixtures that we got some glimpse of last season, like the Villarreal Juventus. Juventus went out of the Champions League by Villarreal kicking them out. But I want us to look at some games that will be happening. Let's start with the Liverpool-Galatasaray game in Turkey. Raf, do you think it's going to be a difficult game for Liverpool? Especially with this Galatasaray team. They have one of the best attacking teams in Turkey, but the worst defensive side also in their league. Similar to Liverpool, good attacking with the defense not being balanced. Looking at this game, do you think Arne Slot needs to be defensively solid to be able to fight against the likes of Icardi and also some of big names in the Galatasaray set?
We came up against our defense was really, we wanted to really put our defense to test when we met Arsenal, and we ticked that box green. We were able to defend very well, even though Arsenal had some key players out in Martin Odegaard and Bukayo Saka. We were able to keep them at bay. Now, big test for Liverpool will be on Saturday against Crystal Palace, the likes of Maketa, Ismail Assar, and all. If Liverpool is able to defend very well, then I can say that we are going to build on that confidence to Turkey and how we are going to also play over there. How we are going to be defensively good against Galatasaray depends on how we play against Crystal Palace on Saturday. That same defensive line will be going to Turkey in that same shape to face Galatasaray.
Yeah.
Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahim Konate, maybe Andy Robertson will start ahead of Kekes. That is how Slot has made it. Kekes plays in the league, Robertson plays in the Champions League. The right back position, that one can't be decided yet now because Frimpong had some minutes yesterday. Conor Bradley also has some minutes. Of course, Szoboszlai will not be playing. So it depends on how Liverpool play against Crystal Palace. If you're able to play very well against Crystal Palace and defend very well, trust me, we'll go there and then we'll do our best. But purely on form basis, a team that has enough quality in its team, trust me, Liverpool are going for it. If you are not able to, yes, we will score goals. But if we score a first 2 goals, we should then defend very well, or else the opponents will be able to score. And as I was saying, they have the likes of Leroy Sané in their team. They have some big boys also in their team. So Liverpool has to defend very well and we can get something out of that.
Osimhen is injured.
Victor Osimhen, yes.
Osimhen is injured.
Yeah.
So that would be, I think, a good motivation for Liverpool, especially looking at Van Dijk and also Konate coming against maybe Cardi and also some other strikers. Prince, let's look at Arsenal against Olympiacos. Do you think there's a walk home for Arteta, and Arteta is now going to get another win and maybe another clean sheet in the Champions League for Arsenal?
Yeah, it's easy. Honestly, this might not be a tough game, but it might be a tricky game because these guys, when you go there, they set up in a way to surprise. You may think you are good on paper, but when you get there, they'll just surprise you with something you least expect. So I think Arteta going to this game, fine. We have our defense that is so solid, and I think we just conceded 2 goals in the whole of this season, which is incredible.
Yeah.
We've played 7 or 8 games this season, we've considered just 2 goals. That's incredible. At least it's always proves to it that this defense can go the whole season, helping us win several ways. But in this Olympiacos game, especially in the Champions League, some of these games you wouldn't want to underrate the opponent, especially when you're going to their home. You wouldn't want to underrate them at all. We saw some surprises coming in last week when the likes of Benfica lost.
Back. And even Olympiacos struggled against that newly side, that is powerful.
Yeah, so these guys are just they'll surprise you when you least expect it. But I believe in Arteta. I believe in the Arsenal team. I know this is not too much of a worry to us. After playing against Newcastle, our next game will be playing against Olympiacos. So I'm looking at double clean sheet in there, double clean sheet at Newcastle and also fine at Olympiacos. Yeah.
Okay. So I want us to look at 2 games that are big highlights, especially when it comes to this week's Champions League. The first game is Chelsea against Benfica. And this game has become a big game because Jose Mourinho will be returning back to Stamford Bridge. He was one of the pioneers who helped build this Chelsea team to this level. Ralph, let me start from you. Tactically, do you think people are trying to claim that Jose Mourinho tactically is off now, especially when it comes to the pedigree now? Some of the young coaches are setting in the league or in football now. Do you think Jose Mourinho has that tactical balance to be able to outsmart a coach like Enzo Maresca in this game?
Wow. Jose Mourinho has not had enough time to prepare the Benfica side.
Yeah.
But I believe that manager, he has one philosophy. Either he won't concede. Either he scores you first, or he doesn't concede from you.
Yeah.
He's now working on his team. Benfica coming to Stamford Bridge is going to be a difficult one for Benfica. Per what they have did, I got to remember 2 weeks ago they played a Friday game. The Game Boys sticked again for Benfica. They were leading by a goal to 0, 96th minute. I don't know where that, and they equalized by one. And the next game, I think they drew or something like that. Yeah, they lost to Karabakh at home when they took the lead by 2 goals to 0. It was a very, very big factor that has demotivated the players. But as at now, Mourinho is currently not working on tactics now. He's now working on the psyche of the players mentally.
Yes.
How they're going to be mentally sound. Because they have the quality in there, but their mentality now has broken down a little bit. It is up to them to uplift themselves and play against Chelsea very well. Coming to Stamford Bridge will be too early for Jose Mourinho to do something. He's going to lose that game. Tactically, Maresca was smarting. Maresca has been with Pep Guardiola. He understands the systems very well. And on you saying his system has been outmoded, the coaches have conferences and programs that they run or they go to maybe day in, day out. Maybe at the end of the season, they have a coaches conference where they go and discuss tactics and systems. But you see Mourinho, you know him already. Maybe he will not be trying to adapt to the new way of playing now. If you look at Roberto De Zerbi, he beat Paris Saint-Germain on Monday.
Yeah.
And he said something. He said, Paris Saint-Germain has dominated the French league for quite some time now. And he wants to break down monopoly and challenge Paris Saint-Germain. And I was happy for De Zerbi, looking at how he transformed Brighton and Hove Albion in England, going to France, qualifying them for the UEFA Champions League. If not for the red card they had against Real Madrid, they would have beaten Madrid or had a draw in that game. Okay, it is because of
Even
the
the
new
penalty,
systems and
the
formation.
penalty.
Exactly,
the
two
penalty.
penalties.
Yeah.
Yes, which was even debatable. You get me?
Yeah.
These managers are learning. These managers are having new systems in place. So therefore, I expect Jose Mourinho to just humble himself. His style is great. He has done great things in world football, but he should adapt to the new ways of playing. The players want to play with some freedom now. But if you look at Como, Fabregas, fantastic play.
Yeah.
I've watched Como play before. The way they attack, excellent. It will be too early for Jose Mourinho coming to Stamford Bridge, but I believe Maresca will get a win on that day.
Okay, Prince, looking at this game, do you think Maresca going through a first defeat in the Champions League, that is losing 3-1 against Bayern Munich, going into this game is not debatable, or do you think he needs to go into this game and win comfortably? Because if Chelsea are to lose their second game, meaning he wouldn't get into that top 8 or even that top 16 to qualify for the next round, what should Maresca do to be able to get this Mourinho Benfica team flowing on the ground?
I think Maresca is giving me some vibe that has to do with a coach that is not too consistent with the style. It's I just don't know. The game he lost against United, the stuff he did is just broke me down because this is a coach I have so much hope in. You understand? And I just don't know. But going against a top coach like Mourinho, who is my favorite all-time coach. Everyone knows that Mourinho is my all-time favorite coach. And honestly, because of Mourinho, I would even want Benfica to win this game. I know the Chelsea fans will be happy, but but I know this game will not come on a silver platter for Chelsea. You know, these Portuguese guys are very good. The likes of Sporting, the likes of Porto, they have a style of play that they like to dictate games because they have a lot of potentials usually in their setup. But I don't know if Mourinho will allow these players to want to explore, want to play out their heart out and not defend too much. So I think Palmer has picked up an injury. Palmer might not be fit for the game against Benfica. Yeah, and I don't know if there's any other injury that might worry Maresca. But Maresca's defense is quite shaky in some of these games. But the inexperience in the defense is too much. It's just the mistakes are too much. It was clear when they played against Bayern Munich. You see that Bayern Munich was not too exceptional. It was just Chelsea's inexperience and mistakes that. Yeah. So I believe this game, Maresca going into this game shouldn't take it as a light game or as an easy game or as a walk over Benfica, but he should be tactically genius on that night, or else, honestly, the OG Mourinho will outclass him and you'll be surprised. So I wish Mourinho all the best. This is my boss, my favorite coach in there. I can wish him all the best, but I know Chelsea might want to get the 3 points in there.
Okay, so let's look at. I think this game was supposed to be the final last season, and it couldn't happen because Inter Milan beat Barcelona in the semi-final and couldn't get into the final with Paris Saint-Germain. Today, we'll be having this game coming up. That is Paris Saint-Germain against Barcelona in Spain. Luis Enrique going back to his roots. And this fixture has brought us some of the amazing Champions League games, especially in the knockout round, where Barcelona goes to Paris Saint-Germain, defeat them with the loss of Neymar to qualify for the next round. Paris Saint-Germain did it in the other round, defeating them by 4-1, also qualifying ahead of Barcelona. Going into this fixture, I want us to go deeper into tactics. Hansi Flick, Luis Enrique, coming into this game, Paris Saint-Germain missing the likes of Ousmane Dembele, the recent Ballon d'Or winner, Desire Day not being part of their squad. Barcelona will be also missing some of their key players like Gavi and also 1 or 2 players who are also on injuries now. Going into this game, Raf, tactically, how can Hansi Flick dominate this Luis Enrique Paris Saint-Germain team? And also, how would Barcelona set up to be able to play this particular game?
It's the biggest game of the Champions League week. That is the biggest game. The biggest game. Maybe the Chelsea game will override it a bit because of the fans we have in Ghana, Jali, the hype. But on paper, yes. Like the Chelsea fans when it's Barcelona, Charlie, that video centers will be packed. The place will be full. They will take 10 cities. Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona. What a game. Unfortunately, Ousmane Dembele is out. Desiré is out. These are key starters for Luis Enrique. But Kvaratskhelia, Bakola, and Goncalo Ramos. That is going to be the front three, if my prediction will be right. But this front three will not be able to cause a lot of problems, like you having Ousmane Dembele on the left, Kvaratskhelia on the right.
I'm sure. They played against Atalanta and I think they scored about 4 or 5 goals.
Oh, Prince, Atalanta is not
on the level of Barcelona.
No, Atlanta. Gasparini is gone. They are struggling.
I know that, but
they are struggling. No, Prince, let me finish. No, Ben, he's coming up against a Barcelona side who are on fire.
Barcelona team.
Yes, exactly. They are on fire. And the high defensive line would have been exploited when you had Ousmane Dembele, who is very good who's ambidextrous, both left and right. Excellent. He's not halfway. Excellent player with a ball left and right. Kvaratskhelia will pull his strings on the flanks, but the quality Barcelona has, look, they can pick a pass from defense. That Kubasi and the Pedri guys can pick one pass from defense, and then Rafinha and Co, they are flying high now. That game, after Paris Saint-Germain lost to Olympique Marseille, I'm beginning to have a second thought about their team now. That either they have been complacent, either then they feel they have won the French League consistently for so many years that they don't have interest in that anymore. But it is going to also affect their confidence going into the Barcelona game. Barcelona are fired up. They want to win Champions League. They want to make a statement. In so many years after Lionel Messi left, this is one of the good Barcelona teams that have been set up. Even when Xavi won the league with Barcelona, their performance was not too convincing. And this Barcelona team is a team that wants to win the Champions League this season to make a clear statement to Real Madrid that we can compete at the top level with you. So that game, Barcelona will go all out. The likes of Pedri, the likes of Lewandowski will be in attack, and they are going to do their best. But with, I don't know the backline. If the backline, they are already Pacho.
Pacho. Pacho and Marquinhos. I think Pacho, Marquinhos, Hakimi, Mendes will all start in that game.
Exactly. It's going to be a nice game. We saw in the first competition they played in where Paris Saint-Germain played against I think Spain played against Spain played against France, Portugal, and Yamal was able to deal with Mendy. So let's see, Nunes, is it the left guy? Nuno Mendes, good. So let's see how that game will pan out. But I feel Barcelona will get a win on that event.
Okay, so looking at this game has produced a lot of goals, goal happening in this game. With our viewers going to MyBet.Africa, are you predicting a goal happening in this game? And also, what scoreline are you looking out for?
Ben, Barcelona win by 2-1.
2-1. Okay, Prince, let's look at this game. Luis Enrique, he was the best coach being awarded at the Ballon d'Or recently. Going into this game against Barcelona, his home club, the club he started his football with, the club he won the treble before coming to win another treble with Paris Saint-Germain. Do you think there will be a lot of respect going into this game, or it's time for him to prove to the Catalans that he has grown and now learned a lot and he's come to destroy this Barcelona highline?
I think I personally want to watch this game because this will be a very nice game. And one thing Ralph didn't touch on was the midfield battle of these two teams. You have the likes of Pedri.
I just remember that.
Yeah, Pedri. From Barcelona side, you have Pedri,
De Jong, and maybe Dani Olmo.
Yeah, and also from
Paris Saint-Germain, Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz.
This will be a midfield battle between these two guys. You know,
Yeah.
when you look at from last season coming, the comparison was between Vitinha and Pedri.
Yeah.
So I think this game would want to put the knot in there that this is it. This is the best among these two. So I think this game will be very, very nice game. This game will produce. I see this game producing goals because I think the last time PSG came to Spain, I think this was
won by
around
4-1.
Yeah, around 4 goals. Yeah. So this game will produce goals, and it was just unfortunate the likes of Dembele is not around because he likes to punish this Barcelona side. I think since he left, whenever he meets them, it's like a war. He wants to prove to them that you guys left a jewel when you had to leave. So I think this match, I personally see it as a midfield battle. Honestly, I personally see this match as a midfield. It's not even about highline. Who's going to play highline?
Friends, I also see more wing play. Yamal
Mendes,
with
the likes of Yamal, with the likes of
Hakimi bombing forward against Rafinha.
Yeah,
I also see
I get it.
as a wing play.
I get it, but usually, these two teams, PSG and Barcelona, usually their play is dictated with the midfield. Everything goes through the midfield, like especially with PSG. Everything has to go through Vitinha. He dictates who does what, where the ball goes to, and all those things. So when Barcelona is to allow a PSG dominate the midfield, they're definitely going to lose the game. Because that's where the likes of Hakimi will come in and add up to the midfield. And before you could see, Hakimi is already up front looking for a goal to score. You get it. And I think, let me just add this to it. I see this game going to maybe a 3-2 win for PSG. Honestly, I see PSG winning this.
Okay, so Ralph is going for Barcelona winning. Prince is also going for Paris Saint-Germain winning. And I think after the game, we'll come and we'll discuss more into it. But before we go to the end of the show, we know that MyBet.Africa is giving us the bet odds on the Champions League. So go on to the description, click, register, and also become part of their family. We are going to give you Champions League odds, where you would have the chance to also bet on some of the Champions League games. So Prince, before we start, I want you to give me your Champions League predictions, what you think would happen in this week's Champions League, some of the juicy odds you have for us, and also our viewers can also bet and also make some money off it.
Okay, so I think I'm seeing a Tottenham win over 1.5 against Bodo Glimt because I think last season they met at the Europa and they scored them home and away. Tottenham won against Bodo Glimt home and away. So I see Tottenham win over 1.5. I see Inter win over 1.5 as well. I see Marseille win over 2.5. This is crazy, but I see Marseille going all out for this. The likes of Greenwood and Aubameyang want to explore, especially the game they played against Madrid. I saw so much potential in these guys. The hunger was there. So Marseille win over 2.5. I just hope they don't disappoint me. Galatasaray will score 2 goals against Liverpool. Definitely, they'll get 2 goals. With the way Liverpool's defenses, Galatasaray will definitely get 2 goals. I think they lost their first game against Frankfurt.
So they lost 5-1.
Yeah. So
if you are losing to Frankfurt, is it Liverpool that you come and beat?
I think they decided not to score in that game just to come
Prince,
just come and pour
you there, they should come. You there, it's okay, they should come.
And the last one is that let's go back to the game. I think Madrid will score. The game will be over 1.5.
Okay. So with this selections are 10 odds on MyBet.Africa, and the code is NRTP on Prince UCL Champions League prediction. Let's look at Ralph's own team.
Ben, Inter Milan is winning. I see Inter Milan beating. Yes, Bayern Munich winning. And as also Prince just said, Marseille, I tip De Zerbi to do something great this season. And maybe De Zerbi would do fantastic. And after this season, I see bigger teams chasing De Zerbi here and there. Galatasaray, Liverpool, both teams to score. Liverpool will score, but in Turkey, the opponent, Galatasaray will also get it. Napoli win, Arsenal win, and Dortmund straight win.
Okay, so with this selections, it's 16 odds on MyBet.Africa, with the code being 3RTP on MyBet.Africa. with my selections, I'm going for a Chelsea win or draw 1.5 against Benfica. Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona, a handicap of 2 for Paris Saint-Germain to win against Barcelona. Tottenham against Bordeaux Glimt to 1.5. Liverpool against Galatasaray over 2.5. Atletico 1.5 in that game. Arsenal win, Juventus win or draw against Villarreal. Inter Milan straight win, Bayern straight win, and also Real Madrid straight win. That is also 13 odds on my Bet.Africa, and the code is HTTP. So with my Pandit, Prince code was NRTP, 10 odds on that. Raf was 3RTP, 16 odds on that, and with mine 13 odds HTTP. So thank you for joining us on the UCL preview. We discussed some of the amazing games coming up, and we also added it up with odds for you to also make some money. Whilst you are watching the video, you are also making some money. Scan the QR code, join our Telegram page, where we'll be sharing daily odds for you to also make amazing money. And remember, you're giving us odds higher on the other bonus of 1,500. With all the people, you can make a selection, get a bonus of up to 1,500. Best from my Bet.Africa. Thank you all for watching this video. Thank you for joining us on the YouTube.